Alright, ladies and gents, I am back with my first game in the LOYANG. I actually bought 10 of those super containers, I guess you want to call them, or super Santa boxes, and yeah, I was rewarded quite nicely. I got a Tier 8 Premium LOYANG and a Gallant, I think is how you pronounce it, the British Premium ship, and of course this one. I was a little surprised. I actually didn't know that much about these ships. I haven't really been paying attention. Haven't been playing World of Warships in quite some time. So today, it's a Sunday, so I thought, you know what, I'm going to sit down and see what we can do. So, yeah, essentially what this is a American destroyer that was turned over to the Taiwan after World War II, and but it plays. I guess it plays very similar to the Sims if you have the Sims. I mean, that's the closest ship I can think of. Actually, it might even be the same ship, as far as I know. I'll have to check it out because I didn't even really look this thing over. I picked up some of the crew skills. They come with a 10-point captain, so I just picked some crew skills, threw a little bit of equipment on it, and away I went. So first game in it, we will see what we can do with it. Nice torpedo range of 9.2, 6.4 concealments. Of course, that's one of the skills I picked with my captain to get that down as far as I could. So I got one other destroyer with me, another cruiser, and a battleship, of course. And we're going to push down here to the 9-10 line and see what we can see. And this is always I always prefer open water with these ships. I'm not a big fan of these islands because you never know what you're going to find when you come around a corner. Because it's just not something that I prefer. But unfortunately, I spawned on this side, so I'm going to work my way through here. That's right away when we pick up the first enemy destroyer coming through, and he's making a charge straight toward my other destroyer here. So I slow down. I'm thinking, you know what? The way he's going right now, he's going to charge directly in here for a YOLO. I'm not sure why. Yeah, but here he comes. So start slowing down. I got an island in front of me here, giving me some cover, so I'm not terribly worried about any incoming shells. Come to a complete stop and wait for him to come around the corner here. Yes, there he is. First shells off the bat. Yeah, you can tell I haven't played in a while. Completely flub it. But next shells, yep, there we go. Started getting some targets, some shells on target. Puts my next set of shells in there. Gets a nice 11, almost 1,200. And my last ones finish him off with the first blood and a kill. Sitting about 4,000 damage. And I'm moving because, you know, of course, right before they die, they're always able to get off a spread of torpedoes. So we pick up the torpedo bombers running down the side here. That means, of course, the CV is over here somewhere, relatively close. So I am not terribly interested in sticking around into this mess of islands and whatnot, because this is that's what CVs, you know, besides the fact that they you know, torpedo planes, come on, you know, they will keep you spotted for a long time. So I move into the enemy smoke screen, and I got me a Scharnhorst. So I'm just going to start pummeling him. Because, you know, like I said, this is American destroyer. So it's got pretty nice guns on it. See if I can pick up a fire here before I have to move. And have to get out of here because, you know, that's that other destroyer's running around here. There he is right there. So he knows I'm here. He's not really paying a whole lot of attention. I thought maybe I could get a... No, can't do it. So I got the Scharnhorst. And I'm going to stay here as long as I can, of course. I got 40 seconds on the smoke, but I also know that destroyer was behind me, so I'm going to move out of here before I get torpedoed, because that's what I like to do, folks. I like to torpedo the smoke screens. Every time one of them guys sit in there, that's what I do. So I'm not terribly sure what he's up to here, and I know there is a cruiser behind him somewhere in there. So I'm going to drop torpedoes on both sides of the island and hopefully get lucky here. The other destroyer has actually found a nice little hole to sit in, so he's not pushing up. We got both destroyers, a cruiser and a battleship coming down this line. Yeah, interesting. Scharnhorst has tucked himself in behind the island. I was really hoping that he was going to start pulling out around the corner. I wouldn't have to deal with it. Colorado's pushing in. Leander finally does pop. There he is. Unfortunately, he's going the opposite direction. So those torpedoes were going to do me good. I was really hoping that I was going to catch him coming around the corner, but he doesn't. Of course, their CV captain knows what he's up to, and he gets a plane over top of me, so I have to pop smoke and slow down. And since I'm here, I might as well I might as well see what I can do here with these two battleships. Once again, American destroyer, good guns, so I'm not terribly worried about it. Gets 1700 damage hit into him. I'm looking for some fires. He's pulling away from me. Colorado's, he's actually angling toward me, which makes it a little bit easier for me to hit him. Finally do get a shell in on that fire set in on the Scharnhorst, and getting some nice damage off these HE shells with this destroyer. That's about the time I noticed that we have a rather wily battleship that's going to start coming up here in the center where I'm sitting. I'm not sure if he was planned or if he just said screw it, I'm not going to sit out here in the open, or what. But Scharnhorst is still running away. See a couple more shells into him. Colorado's coming back around the corner. He's turned the opposite direction, so I don't have anything to shoot at. And that's, like I said, about the time I noticed the Warspite decided to make a valiant last attempt at... I honestly, I didn't know what he was doing. He turned the corner on here, and I'm thinking, oh no. Torpedoes are up, and I'm of course still sitting in smoke, so I'm sitting pretty nice right here. He's got his two back turns turned away, so I'm going to see what I can do. Get a nice fire on him right off the bat. He starts turning both of it, all of his turns the opposite direction. And I don't know if he just kind of realized that there was actually somebody sitting in this smoke or what, but he does finally start turning back around. And I'm just going to keep pummeling him until he gets close enough where I feel like I'm comfortable enough to give a torpedo spread to him. And he's looking, and I honestly at this point I thought he was going to make a run on it. So I'm moving up here. I'm thinking about it. Yeah, no, I said I'm gonna get a little bit closer. He's just already this close. Let's see if I can get a little closer here. Put a spread out, and hopefully, I'm gonna get a kill out of this deal. Switch back to HE shells. Yeah, he had turned his turns away, so nope. Somebody had dive bombed him, so I ended up the kill. I wish I would have had a little bit more damage out of the deal, but that didn't work out. Of course, I wasted a spread of torpedoes on him, not realizing that the bomber was dive bomber was currently on his way in for the kill, or for the maximum amount of damage. So I'm running. I got a torpedo plane behind me. I really don't want to get spotted by that thing. And now I have a chance, you know, and I just said earlier, I really don't like to play around islands too much, just because, you know, to me it seems like destroyers work way better if you got open water. So I am getting a chance here to break out into the open. I'm not going to try to hit the cap, because we were sitting up right now at this point 5-2. So I'm thinking, you know, what's the absolute worst? We should be able to win this rather easily, up 3 ships. Yeah, you know, that's always what kills me sometimes. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? So, come around the island. I got the torpedo bombers right on my tail. Luckily, they split off to the north, and I don't have to worry about them. I got the cap in front of me, and I think like I said, I was at this time I was thinking, okay, we're up 3 ships, right? We'd only lost 2 cruisers. They'd lost 2 battleships, a cruiser, and 2 destroyers. So we had 4 destroyers left, and I'm thinking, yeah, you know what, we got this, right? Well, at this point, the hindsight said I probably should have just jumped into cap, but I also had a battleship coming down from the north, and I was like, well, all right. And I was getting to be kind of a greedy pig here. It was my first game in it, man. I had to see what this thing could do. So, get the HE loaded, got everything starting to rebuild here. I got 11 seconds on my smoke screen, which is always nice. And I got the Colorado spotted. He's coming in at a nice angle to me. Yeah, I didn't touch cap, so he doesn't really know I'm here. And for the most part, he probably thinks he's spotted with that destroyer sitting there and 1 knot. So I'm guessing he didn't have a real good idea that I was already out here in the open water. And this is what I said, what I love about destroyers is getting out in this open water and see what I can do. I didn't actually realize until I looked after the game how slow these torpedoes are. I mean, I'd noticed in game that they were just like dogs anyway, but yeah, it's always nice to make sure you check that shit before you start playing a ship. So drop a spread on the Colorado. I'm turning around here, and like I said, at the absolute worst, I'm going to end up having to go back into cap here and try to stave off this. Because at this point, up to most of this game, most of those 3 full health battleships to the north hadn't really left the cap, and just now had started pushing out. So driving away, check on my spread here. It's looking nice. I'm thinking I'm getting at least probably 2, maybe 3, and you know what? This is what's great about this game sometimes. So I get a detonation, devastating strike, puts me up to 73,000, and he is dead. Still doesn't mean we're really that out of the water here. They've closed the gap on number of ships. They still have a pretty nice player, pretty good player in the CV. So I'm a little worried there. You know, if he's paying attention, that he can come down here. The battleship to the south of me, he's pulling away, so I'm not even worried about him. He's not the main target here. We got the Leander, Scharnhorst, and of course the aircraft carrier. So I'm moving my way over here. I need to help these guys out a little bit. Leander takes a big one. Benson's almost dead. There's a lot of almost dead ships over here, and that's of course when they knock off 2 ships, the Fiji and the Farragut. So that leaves us down, which is never good. So this is kind of the do or die. I mean, I could have turned around, but then I would have had to deal with that one battleship, or if in this situation, I'll see if I can knock a few of these ships out that are currently not in very good health. So keep the Shikaku lit. Hopefully our battleships were paying attention. I'm not sure what they're entirely up to here anyway. Genghis Khan must not be terribly worried about it, because you know you've been spending most of your day hanging out at cap. I should just stop, right? I just get frustrated sometimes with this. So drop my spread on here. Pretty good idea where he's going. Off chance that he's going to be hugging that line all the way up there, and we're going to work my way in here. I'm going to see if I can pick up the last almost dead ships that are here near 1 at 2600 health. Of course, the full health one there, and I know there's a cruiser over here, and there he is right there. The Leander's sitting there behind the smoke, and he's kind of put himself in an odd position. He's got himself in a little bit of a cove, and he actually had stopped. So I got him lit. The battleships finally pick him off. I got the Bensons running away here, and I really wish Wargaming would fix your fucking replays. This bouncy stuff, bad graphics and all this stuff is really annoying. So get one more shell into him. He's running. The Shikaku must have been running about half speed or something, because he sure picked up speed real quickly. Once again, really sure, really slow torpedoes. So just something I'm gonna have to deal with, or if you're going to play the ship, actually deal with it yourself. So I'm going after the Shikaku right here and see if I can pick him up. I got torpedoes here in 30 seconds, so I'm just going to try to get as much damage in as I can to him, get as close as I can, and hopefully I'm going to have a little better luck with my torpedoes. I thought he actually was going to end up running the whole length of this thing right there, and it puts me up about 90,000 damage so far. Yeah, this is always like the final icing on the cake for most DDs, is getting the final kill on the carrier. So there's an off chance, I'm hoping here, that I might be able to get one torpedo spread. Maybe he's jimmy jamming around with his speed, and he might have slowed up a little bit. Of course, he gets some wicked RNG, knocks out my engine, puts me on fire, and all that kind of crap. But that's all right. We got her. So set of torpedoes out. Like I said, I wasn't too sure if I was going to get any of them to go, but three of them actually get around the corner, so I wasn't feeling too bad. He's got the speed up again, and I'm just trying to finish him off before the end of the game here in 5 minutes. yeah. So they're capping on the south. They got a cruiser down there. I'm gonna try one more torpedo spread, see if I can do it. We got incoming dive bombers, so I'm kind of in a hurry here to do a little bit of damage here before I completely lose it. Of course, he gets some nice shells into me. Ooh, puts me up at 106,000, 107,000. Can I get 110 out of it before he dies? 107, 108. Can I get the last of it? 109. Come on, one more. Oh, denied. Denied, I tell you. So the Miyoko, of course, kills our destroyer, or our battleship, because, you know, reasons. So yeah, we pretty much got the game in hand. So I guess hope you guys enjoyed the replay. First game in this ship, and I really did enjoy it. I mean, this is going to take a little bit of time to get used to with the torpedoes and all that stuff, but for the most part, I did really enjoy the ship, and the of course the guns are always nice. So we do. I hope you guys do understand. We do win this game. So it wasn't really that close until about the mid game, and then of course it became ridiculously stupid close. I never should have got that close, but this is always a problem I have with battleships. They have a tendency to spend way too much time hanging out. So hope you guys enjoy, and I'll be talking to you guys later.